Okay, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And yeah, we're going to be talking about CSS. I'm going to be explaining what CSS is, and also give you show you the syntax of CSS, and also show you how to import CSS to your HTML file, and also teach you the CSS selector. Okay. So basically, CSS, like I've said before, it stands for Cascading Style Sheet, and CSS control the layout and appearance of a web page. It specifies the web page. That's what specifies the web page. Use CSS to add designs or add styles to your HTML. Okay, so yeah, the first thing I'm going to be doing is to show you how to import your CSS, because I feel like that's the basic stuff you need to know at first. And just come to wherever file you want to import your CSS to. So it's going to be on this index, the HTML. We're going to do it for all the pages we have though, but I'm just going to show you for the index, the HTML. It's just basically the same thing, or otherwise if your directory to the file is actually different. So I'm going to do for index and actually do for about, because the about page is inside a different directories in the pages folder. So I have to change something. There's going to be a little tweak in it. Okay. So for the index, the HTML, just come also it's going to be in the header section right here. So you just link. Okay, so if you could look at the third option that is here, the third option that is in this select is this colon that CSS. So you could use that such shortcut if you want. So there's it. So this is basically like this href stands for, like, does you have it in the link where you want that particular the part it where you want that particular when it get on where you want it to go, the directory is going to direct you to. So this is it. It's going to go to style.css. Okay, and basically what I'm going to do next is this is how to import it over here. And if you go back to your go next to your about page and scroll to where your header section is, same thing. Then they come over here. As you can see here, it says style.css. And if you actually notice, we've not actually created any CSS file. So this is just default stuff from HTML itself, or will I say VS Code itself. So basically, I'm going to be creating this in a different file. Just do have pages I want it to be arranged. It's better to keep your work arranged so that when other developers come into your code, they can easily understand what have you going on here. The way you arrange your code will be better for them. And also there's something called comments. I don't know if I've actually thought that in my previous video. But I'm going to be showing you again. It's not something that thick. So let me just show you how to I'm going to arrange this so by creating a new file for CSS itself. Okay. And create a new file. I'm going to call it this default stuff, or so I'm just going to call it style.css. Okay. So yeah, I have to actually correct the directory I've set this link to. So I'm going to as this is for about to, it's going to be outside this folder, because this about the HTML is inside this pages folder. So I need to go outside the folder to get into the CSS folder. So what I'm going to do is to double dots. So as you can see, that has a CSS folder over here, and you can just input, and then you're going to come up with the style of CSS. Just put it in there. So you actually you press on your control key, and I'm on Windows, and if you press on your control key and then click, and so yeah, there you have it. It's going to take you back to the CSS file itself. That's if it's correct. But if that directory is not root, let's just make a tweak in this. So what we're going to get, and there we have it. Says unable to open it because it's not existing. The editor could not find it because it was not found. Okay, so it's not existing. So go back out there and make the correct statement back there. So there we have it. This is the CSS over here, and for the and there's the HTML. Yeah, we're actually going to get into the CSS file. So this is in the same path. So it's going to the CSS file is in the same path with the index, the HTML. Don't let this confuse you, man. So these are this. Okay, let me do it this way. So since it's over here, we just need to get into the CSS folder. So what we're going to do is just is the same directory, just one dot, then we're going to get in the CSS, then that's it for how to link your CSS file to your HTML. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to get into CSS file itself. So the first thing I'm going to be teaching you about, this is the most stuff you need to know right now about CSS, is going to be the syntax. CSS has no syntax, is different from the type of HTML. This is HTML syntax is just the way you actually put a container inside another container. You just have multiple containers inside containers. So that's basically it. Because if you look at your HTML file over here, if you should close down this HTML itself over here, that means everything is closed. So the parents of all this actually is HTML. The parent container is HTML itself. Okay, so when we go back to this CSS here, so syntax is different. We don't put containers, set containers, we style specifically, and yeah, that's basically it about CSS. Okay, so let me explain what CSS does. Okay, let me first put the simple syntax out here, so you're going to see something let me explain. So let me just pick out this stuff. Let's say this text, or let's pick out a very the let me take this. Let's take H1 for instance. H1. I'm going to be taking this H1 over here. Is it the only H1 we have here? Let's check. Yeah, that's the only H1 we have over here. And don't forget, H1 stands for 81, and here is it in the okay minute. I don't know. I take to load. Okay, so here is the H1 itself in here. So the H1 is the I am dev. Okay, so I'm going to take this back. So yeah, okay, and so yeah, we're just going to style H1 itself. So I'm going to show you the syntax of H1. So here we go. Going to there are different type of selector. So when you actually the first syntax you're going to okay, let me just go on with this H1 color. Let's say black or white or red. Let's to make it different. So let's just stay with that. Let me put one more on the line. Okay. So let me increase the size. Sorry, I'm very sorry. So in CSS, at first we're going to have a selector, and the selector here is actually A1. If you run this, I think it brought something out. Okay, selector specificity. I don't know what's that. So this H1 is the selector itself. It's make sure it targets a particular element. So we actually have different type of selector. This selector is used to target a particular element. So wherever you want that style to go to, that specific style you need to put over here, you are targeting this to this selector. So selecting this element and to give it all these properties and value. So yeah, in the syntax here, we'll call this a selector, and as this is a selector, then we also have what is called the declaration block. So actually this is the declaration block here. So and the declaration block is whatever style you want it to be attached to this H1 element. So that's what the declaration blocks do. And inside the declaration block, we have the property and the value. Okay. So the property here is actually the color and the text decoration. So these are a specific style key that needs to be if you want to actually make a change on the particular elements, you actually need to call on that particular key. So it actually equals you give it the style you want it to have, the components you want it to have, whatever you want it to have. So yeah, we'll have the color. I will set the color to be red. So the red here is is the value, and this is the property here. So this H1 has the property of color, it has the property of text duration, it has multiple property, but you be the one to actually set it to wherever you want it to be. You'll be the one to set the value to whatever you want it to be. So that's basically it about syntax and CSS syntax. Okay, so you have a selector, and then you have a selector, then you have a declaration block, and a declaration block you can have your property and then your value. Okay, Yeah. So yeah, now I'm going to be teaching you. Now I'm going to be teaching about the CSS selector. There are different types of selector. Yeah, we have the tag selector, which is what we make use of here, and also we have the class selector, and also we have the ID selector. So let me check over here. Let's go back to the over here and check if it works. Okay, as you can see, it has the there's the decoration of underlined, and also we have the color to be red. Okay, so yeah, let's go back to the HTML index.html. Okay, so yeah, I think we have a class over here, or let's just make use of this over um this p tag, this paragraph tag. So yeah, let me just give it a class of let's say paragraph. Okay, so paragraph. Okay, so actually we can make use of the p tag, the paragraph tag, just like we have over here. But I actually want to show you the different type of selector we have in CSS. So I'm going to make use of the paragraph tag. So when you want to actually indicate what indicate, if you actually just put a paragraph over here, just like I have in the class name over there, it's going to be stating that this is a selector and not a, as you can see, it says selector specify specificity, and I don't know the meaning of the selector specificity. But yeah, I just put this over here. So it thinks it's a selector, it thinks it's a tag on its own, and whereas it's not, so it's a class name. So we actually notify that with a dot before that. So this is a dot. So as you can see, when you hover on top of it, it says elements, wherever elements it was, either be a div or a h1 element or a paragraph tag, wherever it is, that means it actually has a class of paragraph. So it actually knows that this dot, the full stop over here, this period sign over here, know that this period sign over here specify that it's a class, that it has this class of paragraph. Okay, so yeah, we're going to use this specifier and this selector here, and just go here and put in color, and let's say blue, and then there's decoration, let's say on let's say dotted or dashed, let's say dashed. So we're expecting a blue color for the paragraph and a line to be between the text over here, and then let's go. Okay, I don't know why the text decoration did not work. Why is it canceling out? The text decoration did not work, so let's just go back and put the underlined also, so you can just see it's working fine also. Don't know why it's taking long to reload. Okay, so there we have it with the paragraph. Since we said the class name to the paragraph, the p tag. So yeah, we start using the class name. So we actually have created the class selector. So yeah, the last thing we're going to do in this selector tutorial is going to be the what's it called, the ID selector. Okay, so let's go back there and just make it trick with one of the elements. Let's say I don't want to go to something deep right now. So let's use, let me check for something easy, simple. Okay, let's come over here. I said the ID. So be use the same, let's just say made ID. Okay, made ID. Or let's say made. No, let's say made ID. Let's say made ID. Okay. So let's copy this and then come over here. And to select the ID, you start for class is a period, for ID is hash. Okay, so then you put it there. So when you open your declaration block, you can decide to come on over on top this. You can see it says ID is equals to made ID. So actually, this is a way to actually put It's saying this error just because I have not put anything inside, so just ignore that shit. Okay. And so this ID is actually noted by a hash before you start to put what you've set your ID in the particular element. So the ID, this hash stands for ID, then made ID, which is what I set ID to be equal to. So yeah, I think that's in the bottom. So I'm going to just put a color of black. No, black is the default color. So let's just say, let's check out. Okay, let's say chocolate, and there's decoration. Let's say the same thing. Underline, underline, underline. Okay. Alright, I'm going to refresh, but I don't know why it keeps canceling. Okay, down to the bottom. So if you look at the bottom left side, let me try to increase the size here. So if you look in here, you see it's made with yeah, so that's it. So I actually treated the selector it says a selector, hope you guys understand that. And then next video we'll be going deeper into styling other CSS style you need to know. Okay.